It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Alright, hey everyone and welcome to a Shaco pathing tutorial. This pathing will get you level 4 fairly quick and it'll give you some great ganking opportunities. So the first thing that you need to do is go Hunter Talisman Rejuve Bead. This is only for AD. If you're AP Shaco, then you will go Hunter Talisman Refillable Potion. The only reason you're going Rejuve is because you're going to be rushing Tiamat for your first item on AD Shaco. And then you're always going to want to ward this bush, and you're always going to be starting red side no matter what side you're on. So always ward this bush. Type, the thing I like to do is I like to type in chat no leash, and I'll have my bot lane or top laner sit in the tri bush for me, and then I'll head over to Raptors. And on blue side, you want to place your box right here at 50 seconds, right where my cursor is, and then you'll be placing another box at the Raptors once their cooldown is up, and this will allow the Raptors to die through Hunter's Talisman burn without you attacking them. The only one you need to attack is the big one, and then you can go directly to your red buff. And after this box is placed right there, that will allow it for that to happen. Then head on over to your red buff where you're going to be placing another box. As you see, there's like two little indents in the ground right here, and there's a little hole in between. Place the box right there in between that hole, and that will allow your box to be triggered once you place another one there, once you queue over the wall from killing Raptors. So head back over to your Raptors then, kill the Raptors, always trying to get that backstab procced with your passive. And as you see here, all the Raptors die except the big one, and that's through the burn of Hunter's Talisman. You queue over the wall, place your box down, and that fear will fear into your other box. It's a fear staggering, and it'll do 636 damage, which is a lot of damage early on. And then just clear your red like normal. Again, trying to always get that backstab, proc down, and then head over to your golems, place a box, you'll queue over the wall, you'll kill the golems, always smite these, because your smite will be back up by the time you go to your blue side, or your top side. And for the golems here, you only need to hit these ones 3 to 4 times I should say, and then you place a box and your box will do the rest of the work for you, and you can queue over the wall. And so this will get you to level 3, and now here, once the golems are dead, you basically have a few different options. You can look for a gank bot, you can look for a gank mid, you could potentially invade the enemy jungle, or you can just continue on your path to level 4, which is what I normally do 90% of my games I would say. And then after that you just head to your wolves, do your wolves, full clear them, and then you'll head to blue buff, and after blue you'll go directly to your scuttle. And you don't want to smite your wolves, you don't want to smite your blue, because your box will be tanking enough for that. So after you kill wolves, you go to blue. Hunter's Talisman should kill the wolves as well, so you don't need to fully kill them, let Hunter's Talisman kill them for you. After that, go to get your blue, do your blue normally, and again, just always trying to get that backstab, proc down. Once you're done with blue, you head to the scuttle up here, and then after scuttle, you'll be level 4. And always smite. So for scuttle, you want to place your box down, and then you always want to smite once it's feared, because your smite will do more damage. And then after that, you can gank top lane, you can gank mid, you can potentially look for an invade. If you don't see any of that, then you just go back and farm your own jungle. And so here's the same path, the exact same path, but on the other side of the map. So you're basically gonna go and do the same thing, you know, type no leash to your team as always. Tell your top laner to sit in tri-bush. This will ensure that you can't get invaded, or at least you'll see the invade coming if they do decide to invade. And so you always place your ward down to the river bush right here just to get the vision, and then you head back over to Raptors. Now on this side of the map, there are different markers for where to place your box, so I'll show you where those are. And again, at Raptors you'll always want to be placing your box down at 50 seconds. So right here, the little indent in the ground, I always go a little left and then a little up and place it down at the 50-second mark. So there you go, that's the first box. And then the second box, I place a little left of it. I'll show you, or the cursor will show you in a second when the cooldown's up. So I always go right there, right at the top of that little indent, and then I'll head over to red buff. And if you see this little rock in the middle that my cursor's on, at the very tip of that is where you want to place your box, basically. And then again, that will make sure that the box isn't triggered once red buff spawns. Then you head back over to your raptors and do your raptors, always trying to get backstab procs on it. And the way that you can tell you get backstab procs is it has a unique sound and a unique animation as well. So that's how you can know that you always ensure that you get that. And again, you see that these boxes, they stagger the red buff. So it just kind of gives you an extra second or two where you're not being damaged. And then just do your red buff normally again, and then head on over to golems, finish those up. And after your golems, you can basically do the same thing as on the other side. If there's enemy top laners pushed in early on, that you could look for level 3 gank right away, or the same thing with mid lane. You could look for a quick mid gank, or even potentially invade the enemy jungle. But a lot of the times I just like to push to level 4, especially when I'm on red side. It will ensure that I'm on the bottom side of the map, so I can just go and gank bot right away when I'm level 4, gank mid. And so there you see that the box will clear them and gets me level 3. And I mean, I get level 3 by the time I'm at wolves, so Q over the wall here, and then you just kill wolves, and then you go kill blue buff, and then scuttle, and then you're level 4. And again, just always trying to get that backstab down. It's a really good habit to get into if you're going to start playing Shaco, because the extra damage that it does is very, very good over time. And I should note that your E also procs the backstab damage, or the bonus damage. So if you can, always try and E enemies that are facing away from you, or where their back is towards you, because it'll deal the extra damage as well. And then you grab the scuttle here, and then you can look for your ganking opportunities, whether you want to invade, gank mid, or go gank bot. So here I'll be showing you the level 4 rush in a real game that I played earlier, and this one isn't as normal as most games would be. I was facing the Taric E strategy, where they really don't jungle fully. They kind of jungle and clear mid half the time. So this one may not be the greatest example, but it kind of gets to show you how powerful this strategy can actually be. So as always, I typed no leash and then immediately warded the bush, and I'll come up here to my raptors, and I'll place the box exactly where I normally place it at 50 seconds. You always have to place the box at 50 seconds, because that will ensure right as the raptors spawn that your box gets procced, or the first one that you place down gets procced right away, because they have a 40-second cooldown, or 40-second lifetime, I should. So after the first box is placed, I'll basically just wait around, make sure that the jungle isn't going to be invaded anywhere. I'll be constantly looking at the map, and then I'll place the second box down where I normally would place it, right at this little indent. And then head up on over to red buff and place the third box down right at the tip of this rock. And again, that ensures that the red buff is never procced, and it'll get only procced by your second box that you place down after queuing over the wall. Then head back over to raptors, kill these real fast. And there you see that two of the little raptors actually didn't die right away, and that's because sometimes don't get the box placement down perfectly, and they'll live with just 1 HP, but that's alright. You can just kite them over to your red buff and kill them on your way as you're about to queue over the wall. It really doesn't affect your time too much, but obviously it's something that you can perfect if you like. Kill the red buff, head over to the golems, and then here, once I'm doing the golems, I'd like to look at top and mid and see how the lanes are pushed in, and I don't really see a ganking opportunity right now. So here I decide that I would like to just get my level 4, go bot, and try and get them a kill. So I do the golems, about to head to the wolves, and our Vel'Koz is constantly pinging where this Taric E is at, which is actually very helpful because it will allow me to decide if I want to gank or not. So right now, my goal is to get a gank bot lane, see if I can get anything out of that, get out of it. And so I'll finish the wolves here. And again, Hunter's Talisman will finish these off, so you don't have to actually full kill them. You can just Q over the wall and Hunter's Talisman will finish them off for you. And then you can do the blue buff a little quicker. Again, it just saves you a couple seconds. It really isn't that big of a deal, but it's a good habit to get into. And another good habit to get into if you're going to play Shaco is really just getting this backstab down. You always want to weave in and out, or in between the target that you're attacking and trying to attack their back. So I finished blue buff off there, and I'm going for the scuttle. Here, I actually want to just go see if the Z is going to be in his red side real quick, and I just see if the Raptors are up and they're down. So I see bots push, and I'm going to go for that gank like I originally said I was going to do. So I ping that I'm on my way, and I'm going to Q over the wall here, but I actually failed it a little bit. I failed that. So I placed the box, and you always want to place box behind them so if they walk into it and they get the feared. So Zillion flash, so I'm going to repeat gank here because this is just a free kill. And this is one thing you need to realize as Shaco, is once you get someone's flash down, just try and camp that lane early on as possible. Because if they have no escape, it's just a free kill. They're just free. So I'm coming back down. I see that the guy still has no flash. Q over. I actually missed the E here, but good thing Janet got all their CC down and get the first blood on Zillion. So that's basically the pathing tutorial for Shaco. Thanks for watching.
I'm talking your bitch, they like I'm a toilet. Walk with the block on the fuck or a bar. Boy, out with his head, we play soccer.